Since the beginning of time, the human species have found ways to communicate with each other more efficiently. Before words, there were symbols, simple drawings etched into smooth stone or painted on cave walls to tell stories, legends, and warn others of potential danger. Then came writing systems, like Egyptian hieroglyphs. These early scripts paved the way for alphabets, like the one used by the ancient Romans, making writing faster and easier to understand across different regions. As civilizations advanced, so did the need for more efficient ways to exchange ideas. The printing press very much revolutionized written communication by making books widely accessible, allowing people to communicate their thoughts extensively and in great detail. Ever since the first syllable has been uttered from the parched mouth of a Homo sapien, we have been simplifying methods of communication at an exponential rate. And fast forward to today, we got this shit.
I'm jaking it.
I've been seeing a crazy amount of new abbreviations being made on TikTok and Instagram Reels, and it's gotten to a point where I can't understand shit that people be saying. I mean, look at this. Like, bro, this shit is getting out of hand. Like, I use abbreviations a lot when I'm texting the homies, but not to this extent, bro. The first abbreviation I'm gonna be talking about is one that I've seen literally everywhere. The abbreviation I'm talking about is PMO. Unironically, it pisses me off when people use PMO as piss me off. Like, bro, it means and always has meant put me on. For example, if Batty Hub or Pornhub gets shut down, and I spend each and every day trying to find a new website, and one of my homies finds a new and better alternative, I could be like, yo bro, is there somebody hanging right? Yo bro, put me on real quick. Like, that is how you're supposed to use it, bro. Like, it doesn't mean piss me off, okay? Oh my gosh. Another annoying ass abbreviation I've been seeing a lot is TS, and for this one, it's a similar case to PMO. Like, a lot of people think that TS means this, but the real ones know it means this shit. As in, when you try Polish food for the first time, and you text the homies and let them know this shit is good as fuck. And whenever people use it incorrectly, it makes me want to wish that the person that used it incorrectly, that the next time they try putting ketchup on a glizzy, that it squirts out all of the oils and shit first before the actual ketchup. The one thing that makes the TS situation not as bad as PMO is that a lot of people are rage baiting on purpose in the comment sections and put this in brackets next to TS whenever they use it. Like, that's valid, bro. But the thing is, there is still a lot of people out there that genuinely think that TS means this. I feel like there are some subgroups to social media abbreviations. For example, when you want to emphasize an adjective, yeah bro, adjective. We're getting educational in this bitch. Yeah, when you want to emphasize a certain adjective, you could use as fuck with an S, as hell with an H, as hell with an L, and there's probably a few more I forgot about. Starting off with abbreviating as fuck. I prefer as fuck with an S over as fuck without an S. Like, it just feels better to read, and it feels more like I'm reading as fuck, because when I read as fuck without the S, I be reading it as a fuck instead of as fuck, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. And when it comes to shortening as hell, I started off using as hell with an H, and slowly over time I transitioned into using as hell with an L, and it's for the exact same reason as before. Like, it just rolls off the tongue better, even though I'm just typing it out and not even saying it. The most goated and used abbreviation has gotta be LMAO or LMAO. Like, whenever your unemployed homie sends you the 15th reel of the day and you got no idea how to respond to it, just say LMAO, bro. Like, it's that simple. One thing I realized about the abbreviation LMAO is that it might be the only abbreviation where you don't read it as its actual meaning. Like, for example, when you read the text that's on the screen right now, you would read it as what the fuck instead of what if, and with this one you would read it as on God instead of ong. And this pretty much applies to all the other abbreviations I have talked about except for LMAO or LMAO. One of my go-to abbreviations, I can't lie, is I can't lie. I be bouncing on that shit, I can't lie. I've been going to the gym a lot lately, I can't lie, trying to get my health right. Another one I use a lot for sure is for sure or for show. Like, I just have a habit of throwing it on to the end of a text when I admit to doing something or making a promise. For example, if my homie is on a date with a 10 out of 10 Mewtwo build, Latina, ABG, light skin mixed, like mixed race, I could text him saying, "Yo bro, thanks for letting me borrow your Lamborghini Aventador SVJ." And he could reply saying, "No worries bro, I got you next time for sure." And as he's replying to my text, he turns the brightness all the way up on his phone so shawty can see how much motion he has. And then after the day, they go back to his house and he bends her over and then he just starts Another abbreviation that I use pretty often is where you at, or WYA, because where you at is like 10 letters long and you're shortening it to 3 letters, so you get a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to using where you at. Imagine you're about to meet up with the homies and they first ask you where you're at, and shortly after telling them where you're at, you text them OMW, as in on my way, and the millisecond you hit enter to send the text, you see this shit: on my way. The autocorrect is low-key annoying as hell, bro. On my way, up, and away, head at. That's one thing that I feel like a lot of people can relate to. Like if you use abbreviations a lot, you gotta turn off the autocorrect, bro. I talked about TS and PMO at the start of this video, and both of them have gained popularity because of TikTok and Instagram Reels. And a lot of the abbreviations I'm gonna cover right now have pretty much all been generated from TikTok. So if you're employed and not chronically online, you're probably gonna have no idea what any of these mean, but don't worry, I got you. This one had me confused for a fat minute, I can't lie. But it is YT, but not as in YouTube, but as in white. I remember seeing a TikTok where the text in the video said something about YT people, and I was like, what is she talking about? Like YouTube people, like YouTubers, just like my goat right here. But apparently YT means white, and in a similar fashion BLK means black. But I've definitely seen the use of YT way more than BLK. The second TikTok abbreviation I have seen quite a bit is SYBAU, or Saibao. This is definitely one of the more peculiar TikTok abbreviations I have come across. It pretty much stands for shut your bitch ass up. Yo, I'm sorry. And if you haven't guessed already, this abbreviation is used when you want to tell someone to shut the fuck up. For example, if one of your homies texts you a very controversial and insane take, like you can just reply with shut your bitch ass up and maybe throw some broken heart emojis after it. The next TikTok abbreviation I'm gonna cover is EYP, as in let me EYP. If you don't know what EYP means, bro, pretty much means let me eat your pussy. One thing I notice a lot about these TikTok abbreviations is that the context that they are used in doesn't really matter anymore. Like people just be spamming it in any situation. Like look at this one: crying tears of JOI, crying TS tears of PMO. Like bro, that doesn't even make sense, bro. That's just straight brain rot. Yo guys, I'm gonna try read out this reply to this one comment I found. Wish me luck. I can't lie, you low-key jobs, bro. Jobs. Exactly, bro. Like you gotta be unemployed and have a screen time of over 10 hours to understand what any of this shit means. Even though some of these abbreviations are just straight brain rot, I do find some of them funny, like shut your bitch ass up and let me eat your pussy. Taking a break from the worst abbreviations, the most goated word to abbreviate or shorten has got to be tomorrow. Because when you look at it, tomorrow is a long ass word, so shortening it in text would make a lot of sense. And because of this, a lot of people write tomorrow as TMRW. Like instead of going through the back-breaking labor of having to type an 8-letter word, we only gotta write 4 letters. Do you know how much time you can save by typing out 4 less letters? Like the average typing speed is 40 words a minute, and tomorrow is 1 word. And because the average word is like 4.5 letters long, tomorrow is practically 2 words. And 40 words per minute is the same as 0.67 words. Education on this bitch is the same as 0.67 words a second, which means that it takes like 1 second to type out tomorrow in full, which means cutting it down to TMRW makes us save half a second. Do you know how much you could do in half a second? I could be having a date with the same girl my homie had a date with earlier, like the girl with the Mewtwo build, ABG light-skinned Latina, and I could be, you know, piping the fuck out of her, and I would be finished only 0.5 seconds in, 1.5 strokes.
I wake up and brush my teeth so I can shoes and polo tee. On my bike out the streets, fuck with me, I'll fuck.
I'm jaking it.